Sam was thinking he could use the same as a cup of coffee. He had an itch and a rash. This time when he was tramping and searching through the garbage cans, looking for a cigarette or bum, someone caught his eye and looked directly into him. This was really unusual, as no one really ever bothered to meet him that way. Jake stared into the very being where Sam really resided. For just that 1 second, Jake thought he understood everything. That the entire world was at his fingerprints. And not only that, but he could solve the entire world and reconfigure everything. The whole world and all its problems could be solved in a snap. You don't even have to put him in charge. Just follow precepts. Universal principles laid down by a well-thought-out plan. So Jake walks up to Sam and asks him like he is some kind of friend, "How have you been? And where are you going?" Sam suggests that it's someplace cool with a stiff drink. Jake tells him they should go in and get a burger in one of those places that populate the whole city. The contrast of smells color the whole place. Jake has a magical money device that Sam has never seen, as he has rarely handled money outside of coins. Jake orders more than Sam because he is used to it. See, Sam hasn't been used to the grand opulence of quick meals, where everything is prepackaged, but the excess is still wasted. You get no variety and everything is wrapped up and manufactured. Heat lamps and children screaming, while every one of them all smell the same. The walls white with pillars stepping out like a rejected school. "So I've been thinking a lot," Jake said, "ever since I've been here. 'Cause I don't come from the city, so this is all new to me. But I've noticed there's a whole lot like you. I want to know what it's like. You call yourself Sam, but the world's calling you something else, and your skin is burning. Overexposure isn't good for anyone, but perhaps you can walk me through what you do in a day. I mean, after all, how do you spend your time? What got you here? And why are we in here, in this place, when you could have just said no, or just taken a little bit from me and walked away?" Sam was quiet for a moment, and then said, No one has asked me that before. Usually people don't actually ask me things. Instead, they tell me exactly what I should do. Usually they give a list of instructions, like get a job, take a shower, comb your hair, then cut it and get some good clothes. And also make sure you wash your clothes, and your hands, and your hair, and get some glasses so you can see better. "So what do you want with your life?" Jake wanted to know. "Don't you believe there can be a better way? That you can clean up and be someone else, or even better, an authentic self? Do you really see yourself as the way it is intended?" Sam said, "Well, I never thought about it that way. I'm not sure I was ever allowed to look at the world that way. There was something that was blocking it." "Jake, is this what you hoped for when you were young? What did you hope for? What did you tell people you wanted to be?" Sam claimed he couldn't think back that far. He doesn't really remember. "Maybe that's just disappointment talking," said Jake. "No, I don't think that's it," said Sam. "Maybe it's something else." "But perhaps," said Jake, "you have some sort of warning of wisdom you could pass along to all of us. Or maybe I meant just me." Sam laughed at the thought, took a pause, then took a bite. Before he had completely finished, he was articulating an answer. "When the morning sun hits and the pavement starts to burn, you have to take down your canvas because the badge man. And then you put your hand down as the world starts to turn. Piles of bodies crowd in the street and there float away. They didn't come here for you. They'd rather not even acknowledge who you are and that you're a symptom of a wider problem. Instead, they'd like to map out exactly how you got here. Surely it was some mistake you made, something you'd done. Cages are full of people roaming and walking in circles. They're because of who they are, but what they would do." Jake started to interrupt and said, "Hey, yeah, I'm aware. I took a course on all of society's woes. I even watched a video. Sam found all this funny because this was his life. While for Jake, this was the most important question in the world. Who runs the world? How do you arrange people? What can you do to help the lowest people? But in the back of his head, he knew Sam didn't need to talk back, because Jake wasn't interested in helping, but rearranging people. Jake started to ask Sam about events that were happening today, so maybe Sam could give his own perspective, and Jake could perhaps see things from a different view. But as the world started tumbling out of his mouth, he began to realize that Sam would have no idea what he was talking about, or even be able to give any sort of opinion on it, because after all, wouldn't he be completely disconnected, his life not tied to the news or media? So he has no real idea of what is actually going on in the world, as Jake saw it. So Sam could only stand inert and unplugged, with no firm opinions on the latest developments or controversy. He has no need for sides, and for Jake, he that felt that having no opinion at all was worse than having the wrong opinion. The burger was finished, but the conversation hadn't went anywhere. Sam went to get up, but Jake asked him to stay. Sam saw they would always look past each other, but Jake didn't want to waste a whole lunch. In fact, he'd never really eat here if it wasn't for bringing Sam. The whole place reeked of a level under Jake. Could it be that he was without the answers, and that he couldn't place himself in the shoes of another person, and that he can't give someone a path to live their whole life? A theory that they could rally around and become something. Couldn't we gather up those on the street and have them directed to one purpose? A rallying class against the powers that be? Don't you realize, Sam, there are more of us than them? But Sam wasn't so sure that Jake and he were the same. As the door closed behind him, and Jake could be seen inside the glass, Sam was able to walk away without one thought. A short little story to tell others, but nothing more. While Jake was left finishing his drink, wondering where he had gone wrong.